Today is the 19th of May, Friday. We spent 4 days in on Milos Island, hunkered down for weather. Westerlies blew through on Tuesday and Wednesday. Yesterday we let the sea settle because there was still a westerly swell, and this morning we were up at 2:30 to make our way over to the Elafonisos area of Greece. We've now left the Cyclades. Milos was the last island that we were going to visit there. So we were hoping for a much stronger northerly wind, but we've got a light northeasterly wind, which is fine. At least we have the wind and the sea behind us, but we are motor sailing. It's not enough to get us going, and we're just cruising along here at let's see, 6.5 knots, and making good timing. We'll get there a little earlier than we expected to, which is pretty good. It's 13:30 and we've just reached the Elafonisos area. Just pan around so you can see it. It's a bit of mountainous but mostly flat to come around, as you can see. But we've made good timing. We had the wind and seas behind us, which was lovely for a change. And our anchorage is on the other side of that headland. So this is our approach into our anchorage for the evening, and it really looks lovely. It's basically sand beaches all the way around, and there's a small sandbar which we'll see shortly, and then another bay on the other side. So we're coming to this side to be more protected from the waves. Chosen anchorage for the night on Elafonisos Island, and if I pan around and I'll zoom in, this is the little sand spit that we've anchored behind, and there's another bay on the other side. You can see the yachts. It's really lovely, beautiful color water, nice sandy beach all the way around, and people on the beach. Not quite sure where they come from, but they're out here enjoying it. Really lovely. Today is Saturday the 20th of May, and although we had planned to set sail and continue west today, a perusal of the weather last night indicated that the low pressure system to the west of here, between Italy and Greece, was actually stretching further east and hence on top of us. So this is the weather we now hunkered down for. I'll come round so you can actually hear the howling wind. Scenery to enjoy, and we're hunkered down once again for weather. Delightful. Here's the wind gust, nearly 32 knots, but we definitely sustained at 25 to 30 knots, as you can see. And at the moment, this whole journey, we are hunkered down for anything from 3 to 4 nights for bad weather, and moving for 1-2 days if we're lucky. It's ridiculous. So today is Sunday the 21st of May. We were up at 5:15 this morning with the intention of weighing anchor and setting sail, but unfortunately the weather did not abate as forecast. In fact, what actually happened was the low pressure system that was to the west of us, instead of moving southeast away from us, it actually moved northeast towards us. So we ended up with much stronger winds today. and conditions that we weren't prepared to go out in. So we're here for yet another day, and hopefully everything will abate this afternoon as forecast. A little too late for us to leave though, because we're out of time to get to another anchorage with daylight. So we have to stay another night and try again tomorrow. After spending 4 days hunkered down for bad weather on Milos Island, we were hunkered down again off Elafonisos Island in the Peloponnese region for another 3 days in absolutely howling winds. As a result, we never got to go ashore once. Today is Monday, the 22nd of May, and we were up early this morning at 5:30 to weigh anchor and to head west. The winds eventually abated yesterday evening and slightly overnight, so we were able to leave this morning. But as you can see, it's either feast or famine out here. We either had blowing a gale or hardly any wind and flat seas. Very annoying, but anyway, we're glad to be heading west again. We're hoping to get to the western side of the Peloponnese this evening, and then we'll make our way north to the Ionian Islands and hop over to Italy. The good news is we're continuing west. It's just after 10:15 and we have eventually rounded the second peninsula that sticks out in the Peloponnese, and we're able to actually sail. Engines are off, and we actually have the full Genoa out, the 150, and one reef in the main. But yeah, at last, sailing in Greece. Decided to take out the one reef in the main and have full sails out. And we're on a nice broad to beam reach. So yep, let's sail across this bay. Approaching the picturesque port of Methoni, it was the Butzi and the castle that captured our interest. It was spectacular, but it wasn't until later that evening that we came to appreciate the enormity of the structure, occupying the whole area of the Cape and the southwestern coast. It's 6:30 in the evening. We've arrived at our anchorage on the western side of the Peloponnese, and unfortunately the lighting isn't very good, but this is actually very picturesque. I'll zoom in a little bit, pan around, little town, and see the main town is a beach, and as we come round is the main town, all red roofed houses that we haven't seen before. And I don't know if we're going to see this, but the castle starts here. I'll zoom in, hopefully we can still see it in this light. Actually very impressive all the way around. And eventually the citadel right at the end. Absolutely fascinating. Amazing structure. After dinghying ashore, we enjoyed dinner in the festive little square of the town surrounded by tavernas, before taking an evening stroll along the outer edge of the castle and the bordering cliffs, and what a treat this turned out to be, in particular the magnificent sunset. Research revealed that the castle was built by the Phoenicians in the early 13th century and is among the largest in the Mediterranean. As we rounded the corner of the dirt pathway, we were in awe of the size of the castle before us, the moat surrounding it, which separated the castle from land, the fabulous stone bridge consisting of 14 arches, connecting the castle to the shore, and where the celebrated symbol of Venice and the winged lion of St. Mark dominated the main gate. So this is an evening walk, and we're visiting the castle. We think it's called Methoni Castle. It's just absolutely amazing that this was constructed on top of all the rocks and everything. That's the moat, the bridge across. It's unbelievable. Various emblems, inscriptions, and the relics of 2 Ottoman bathhouses have survived, including the fortified islet, the Butsi, built in 1500. This was a prison and a place where many soldiers and inhabitants of Methoni were slaughtered during the Turkish occupation. The Butsi is connected to the sea gate of the castle with a paved tiny road. Throughout history, the castle has been occupied by the Phoenicians on 2 separate occasions, the Turks during the Ottoman Empire and the French. For us, though, it was a fascinating structure and a wonderful experience to have seen it.